New insights from the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer indicates that Vince McMahon originally wanted to take back creative control over WWE when he made his return to the company just a few days ago. We know that this is an evolving situation. We're going to be talking about it as it does evolve, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. But the big news of the hour, of the day, of the forever, Vince McMahon has come back into WWE. He has made his way back into WWE, forced his way back is how a lot of people are putting it. And originally, it seems, according to Dave Meltzer, he said that the original plan for McMahon was, like his desire as of a week ago, I should say, was to return to WWE running creative and the day-to-day operations that he had earlier. But instead, the decision was made to focus on the business-related role and shopping the media rights deals and shopping the company as a whole. So what does this indicate to us? It indicates something that I think wrestling fans, media, everybody knew, right? Vince McMahon wanted to come back and run the show. That's what it is. And we can say that, oh, well, he's taken a step back and he's going to let Triple H run things, and he has respect for Triple H and he wants to do all right by him, right? And all that could be true. Does not change the fact that Vince McMahon, for whatever he is, right? I have said that I don't think that Vince McMahon is a good person. But one thing that he 100% is in business is ruthless. And he always has been. And he always will be. This play of coming back into the company proves exactly that. So when you have a guy who is ruthless, who largely has been unchecked for all of his actions, and a guy who was forced out and now forced his way back in, he's someone who doesn't really care what his image is. He's someone who doesn't really care what the perception of him is. He's someone who doesn't really care about who he hurts to get back into power. And I'm not saying this. This very well could be a situation where Vince McMahon just comes in, facilitates the sale of the company, gets his bag, and goes. But in my opinion, I don't really see a scenario where Vince doesn't have some creative input, at minimum some creative input in the company. If not, at some point, we just see Vince take over creative. Like, people are underselling how realistic of a possibility that is. With him back in power, with him installing his own people on the board, don't think that we're out of that the WWE is safe from terrible Vince McMahon booking. Because it's not. It's not. We know Vince couldn't even handle being alone at home for 6 months, enjoying his life for 6 months before making such a power move. This is a guy who loves power, who wants to be in control of this company, and at the end of the day, I believe wants to be in creative control. That doesn't mean I'm predicting that it's going to happen, although it would be a pretty easy prediction to make. But I don't see a world where Vince McMahon doesn't come back into the fray in WWE and not get some creative control. I just don't see that happening. I just do not believe that this person can control himself. I mean, look at why he left the company in the first place. It had everything to do with the fact that he couldn't control himself. And then he comes back, forces his way back, installs his own people on the board, takes out the anti-Vince McMahon people off the board, and now saying, we're going to sell to the highest bidder. It is a wacky world, somewhat depressing world, and honestly, just it's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, WWE has always been Vince's world. And I think that's what it is. And he's not always going to be around, obviously, but I think for as long as he is going to be around, he's going to want as much say in the company as he possibly can. I just don't think that he can control himself. And the fact that he was talking about this as of a week ago, creative control as of a week ago, don't discount that as something that's possible. It's very well is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, though. Do you want to see Vince McMahon running creative and changing everything at the last minute once again on Raw? For God's sakes, don't. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.